and implement the machining activities onto the actual material. And the part programming. Part programming based on this process plan, the programmer is going to do the part programming. Correct? No? Very simple. What general stick I am giving you. And tape preparation. So once after preparing this particular program, he is going to do the tape preparation. Tape preparation is the punching. Actually, I have not seen the punching. We directly come to the G codes and M codes. Just you also try to remember the punching. So based on these, the weaving machines I told you, the sari knitting machines done. Based on the type of design they require, they are going to do the shifting of holes. You have seen that a square block, wooden blocks will be there, and a series of blocks will be there, and those will be arranged in such a way that it will be yielding you different designs while weaving. In the similar way, the punch tape will be prepared. So to prepare the punch tape, they are not going to use the punching by means of a hammer and a punching tool. There will be a punching machine will be available. By using the punching machine, they are going to do the punching into a tape. And once after that, even the magnetic tapes also can be used. Correct? No? And the photosensitive tapes also can be used. Correct? No? Earlier you have seen that, I think. I think even during 2000 also, to take a photo, we used to do a lot of circles. Take a camera, film will be available, the film will be exposed to this one. We prepare the negative, these negatives will be given, and they will be playing it. And once after that, we are going to take the photos. Today, you can take thousands together photos in your mobile, take the print of it. But earlier, very difficult it was. Okay, so once the people started finding, we did a small project. These photo films will be having around 7 to 8% of silver in them. We can extract the silver from the photo films. You know that the photo films will be having the silver around 6 to 8%. That can be extracted easily. Okay, we did a small project around 20 years back, successfully completed. And tape verification. Tape verification in the sense, directly as soon as you prepare the tape, you are not going to directly play it on the actual material. You are going to work it onto the wooden or low cost material or foam or wax. So that the tool will be working on them, and even any problems or disruptions will be there, those will be rectified in the punch tape, and we are going to. But one problem with the punch tape was that if any problems are there, just like you are going to do the drawing by using not by pencil, by pen. A small change is required. You have to remove that page and start writing the new drawing. If you are using the pencil small erase, you can do whatever the editing you want. You can do them and correct the drawings. But it is just like writing your drawing by means of a pen, punch tape. Any correctable stitches are there, those can be done. Otherwise, the whole tape will be rejected, and we are going to write or punch the new tape. It requires a lot of experience and a communication between the drawing reader and the preparation person. A lot of understanding is required. Okay, so here the testing of the tape or verification of the tape is done by simply without putting the material, a machine will be run, or by using low cost material, wood or some other thing which will not be costing you more. What is the intention of using the CNC machine? Please tell me. So very important thing. I want to do the machine, a particular machine I want to do. I want to get it done by in a CNC machine. What is the necessary factors which you have to consider? Whether you have to go for the normal lathe for the turning or CNC turning machine. What important things you consider? Please tell me. What are important things you need to consider? Please tell me. What are important things? Accuracy. Accuracy required is very high. Correct, no? and normal length which we can do it in 100 rupees, it will be costing you 200 rupees or 300 rupees in a CNC machine. Because the cost of the machine is high, accuracy which you get will be very high, correct, no? And another one, the repetitiveness will be very good. For the mass production, it will be very good. The repeated jobs which the worker cannot do them, very complicated jobs, those can be done by using the CNC machines. For the mass production with a very high accuracy, therein the repeatability we can get, but within given amount of time it is not possible by the human worker, so that then we are going to use the CNC machines. Correct, no? And please tell me what is the meaning, what is this, some important one term which I told you, tape verification. You are going to use a foam or a wood or low cost material, or simply we are going to do the tool without putting the material and feel satisfactory. Okay, my program is, or the program which I have written is correct, then I can play it on the actual material for the machining. What is this is called? Before I put or load the material, I do the testing. What is that called? Dry test or acid test. Please recall, this is the second time, dry test or acid test. If I don't take the CAD CAM, the CNC machine for another 3 more years, I will forget myself. It should be repeated sometime within a matter of 1 or 2 months, or you are writing the exam, you will try to remember or repeat it at least of monthly once. As a teacher, I will be repeating it for at least of yearly once, so that I can able to remember. You also can able to remember until the exam. So acid test or a dry test is the method employed for the tape verification on the CNC machines without loading the actual material. Okay, once after that we do the departure. This is what the NC procedure. Okay, explain the steps involved in the NC procedure. Explain the steps involved in the NC procedure. The acid test is cleaning the material, or testing the tape, or tape verification, or verification of material, or verification of CNC machine. You can select any one. Okay. Part programming, tape preparation, all this production. Now, I hope I am not so fast, because the second time I am going to repeat it. Now, the coordinate system for the CNC machines is very important. Once you have to make or order the movement of the tool, what should be the x-axis, what should be the y-axis, what should be the z-axis. Of course, the CNC milling machine and the CNC turning centers have the different coordinate systems, because the programming method is different. Already you know that. Correct, no? And here the coordinates for the CNC milling machine, on the table will have the x and y directions. In some of the machines, the front and back will be x, and left and right will be y, and up and down will be z, always it will be z. Correct, no? And in case of the CNC turning centers, with a neat sketch or explain the CNC, the coordinate system for the NC and turning center and the milling centers. You can write, correct, no? So along the axis it will be z, along the axis of the workpiece it will be z, and perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece it will be y. What? X axis. In some of this one it can be called as y also, but you say it is x axis only. X axis, along the workpiece it should be z axis. These are only the differences we can find with them. And already we come across, it will be very easier for me, and for you also it will be very easier to understand. Fixed zero and float zero. Fixed zero and float zero, as I told you, we are going to use the robots for the machine loading and unloading. You can understand what would be the accuracy required and what would be the point on the workpiece which can be taken as a reference to do the machining, if you understood now. And as how we did the home position and the raw material selection and all this, you cannot do them in the actual industries. Okay, of course, the maximum to the maximum, the material which you can remove may be around 3 to 4 mm. 3 to 4 mm, not more than that. Correct, no? So in such situation, we need to take a particular point on the workpiece as a reference. Okay, and here the coordinates for the CNC machines will be fixed for a particular machine that cannot be changed. And under the movable, wherever you want to have a fixed the float 0, that particular point can be taken as a 0 and you can go next. I wanted you to count steps from here to the gate. You are going to count, you come to 100. It is very difficult to remember 101, 102, 103. You are going to take 100 separate. You start from 1. You went to some of the shop. You have taken 5 kgs of sugar, and you want to take another 2 kgs of something in salt. What do? They weigh 5 kg. They tear the weight. That means it will take as 0. And again they will be adding 2 kgs there. You understood my point? So that is float 0. Float 0. Wherever you want on the table, you can make it as